Good morning, everyone. Students, today in our English class, we will cover second part of chapter 3rd, and the name of this short story is Black Aeroplane, which is written by Frederick Forsyth. So, before reading this short story, we will get to know about the writer. Let's know something about the author. Frederick Forsyth was born on 25th August 1938. He is an English author and occasional political commentator. He is best known for thrillers such as The Day of the Jackal, The Odisha File, The Fourth Protocol, The Dogs of War, The Feast of God, The Veteran, Avenger, and The Afghan and the Cobra. Before we proceed, since the earliest times, humans have dreamed of conquering the skies. Here is a story about flying. A pilot is lost in storm clouds. Does he arrive safe? Who helps him? Let's read the story and get to know who helps the pilot to come out from that adverse situation and why that situation was adverse. So, first of all, the introduction of the story. The lesson Black Aeroplane by Frederick Forsyth reflects on how one's judgment gets distorted due to fantasizing and how it creates problems. In this chapter, the narrator is a pilot who is so eager to meet his family and have a good English breakfast that he takes the wrong decision of facing the storm instead of doing the right thing. Miraculously, he somehow manages to escape with the help of a mysterious aeroplane. Actually, in this chapter, the narrator Frederick Forsyth wants to convey a very deep message. And what is that message? That before taking decisions, we should go through the situations as a whole and we should take the decisions after considering a lot. We should not be emotional in adverse situation, rather we should be strong and we should take right decisions. Now, the summary of the chapter. The sky was clear when the author was flying his old Dakota aeroplane over France to England. It means he was coming from France and he was going to England. He was dreaming of his holiday and looking forward to being with his family and thought to take good English breakfast with his family members. Everything was going well and it was an easy flight. Actually, the writer was dreaming of having an English breakfast with his family members and he was not facing any kind of problem up to now. Then Paris was about 150 kilometers behind him when he saw the huge black mountain stormy clouds in front of him across the sky. Everything was suddenly black. The author could not see anything outside the aeroplane, as there were huge black clouds and they were looking like mountains. That's why the author, the pilot, was not able to see anything outside the aeroplane. The old aeroplane started jumping and twisting in the air. The compass, radio, and other instruments suddenly stopped working. It means the compass, radio, or other instruments which the pilot was having in his aeroplane all stopped working. Then, in the black clouds quite near him, he saw another aeroplane. It had no lights on its wings, but he could see it flying next to him through the storm. Actually, suddenly there were black clouds around the pilot. He was not able to see anything outside. His aeroplane started jumping and twisting in the air. Every instrument stopped working, and then there was very less fuel in the tank of that aeroplane. It means a lot of problems created in front of the pilot. But then in the black cloud suddenly he saw another aeroplane. It was black aeroplane. It had no lights on its wings and it was flying in front of him. Then he turned his aeroplane slowly to the north in front of author's Dakota. It was a name of the author's aeroplane so that it would be easier for the author to follow him. And then the pilot of black aeroplane looked backward, looked backside, and he instructed the pilot or the author to follow him. And the author, like an obedient child, followed the black aeroplane. Suddenly, the author came out of the clouds and saw two long straight lines of lights in front of him. Actually, it was a runway, an airport, and the author was safe. The author turned to look for his friend in the black aeroplane, but the sky was empty. The black aeroplane had gone. He could not see it anywhere. He went and asked a woman in the control center where he was and who the other pilot was. She looked at the author very strangely and then laughed. She said, "Another aeroplane up there in this storm? No other aeroplanes were flying tonight. Yours was the only one I could see on the radar." So, the question is, who helped the author to arrive there safely without a compass or a radio and without any more fuel in his tanks. Who was the pilot on the strange black aeroplane flying in the storm without lights? So, dear student, that is all about this story. Now, it depends on our own imagination, and we can get the answer that who helped the author to come out from that stormy clouds. So, that's all for today. Thank you. Have a nice day, everyone.